Hey everybody, what is going on?
So, you just started up your brand new PC and it has nothing. No software, no utilities, no games. Where do you even start? Well, I had this exact same problem. So I'm going to tell you what I did. In the span of about 2 days, I installed a whole slew of software. So I'll go over the most important ones that I think you'll need or want as well. As a side note, almost all of these programs are free. Because I love free stuff, and I'm sure you do too. So, let's get to it. Now, I know this is super basic, but one of the first things I want to do is change the desktop wallpaper. So, you'll right click on the desktop, choose Personalize, and you'll see you can change your background image here. Windows has a few default ones you can choose from, but you'll probably want to bring in a nice photo or image of your own. You've got to give it that personal touch, right? If you're looking for a wallpaper and need ideas, let me suggest one website for you. I'm a big fan of deviantart.com. They have some amazing artwork, images, really creative stuff. That's where I found some of my wallpapers. All right, now let's start looking at some applications. The first one on my list is the Chrome browser by Google. This one's kind of a no-brainer for me. Google Chrome is a quick and efficient browser, and I use it for nearly all of my browsing tasks. So it is one of the very first things I installed on my new PC. So on to the next app, GeForce Experience. And if you're going to be using your PC for gaming, it's an important one. You're going to want to make sure you run this the first time you fire up your PC. I have a graphics card made by EVGA and with an NVIDIA GPU, but regardless of what brand you've got, you're going to want to make sure you've got the latest drivers. You can check for updates here, and you'll see, for instance, the driver that is available was one that was released only a few days ago, whereas the one that I have installed is from last month. By the way, NVIDIA has two different types of drivers. There's a game-ready driver and a studio driver. Obviously, if your primary focus is playing games, you should use the game-ready driver. But if you're like me and you're using the computer for creative purposes as well, like editing video, you may want to look at the studio driver, and that's the one that I chose. GeForce Experience also has screen recording and capture features that you'll want to take advantage of if you want to record or live stream your gaming sessions. You can press Alt-Z to toggle this on and off. Okay, next I'll talk about a couple of chat programs that I use. Discord is a social chat platform for gamers and one of the best ways to connect with friends and other players. I'm just getting to know this program, but it seems pretty powerful. I can talk to my friends via text chat or voice chat, coordinate during multiplayer games, and even share our screens if we're trying to figure something out on our PC or demonstrate something. I did join a room or server that has lots of users and activity, and I found it super distracting that it beeps all the time, so I had to mute the server. Line Chat is another chat platform that my friends and I use. It's all personal preference, but install the chat programs that you like or whatever you and your friends agree to use. Okay, let's whip through a couple more programs. I'm just going to show you that I have a couple other software programs that are for some of the other accessories that I have installed on the computer. The Logitech G Hub lets me control the lighting and programmable features of my mouse and keyboard, which are both made by Logitech. The G502 mouse I have doesn't have a lot of lighting, but it does have this flashing G logo that I can change the color of. And just like the controls that I had for the EVGA graphics card and the motherboard controls for the AIO, there are different animations and patterns that you can set for the keyboard and mouse. You could go really wild with messing around with the color settings, but I will probably just stick to one color that I like. Then I also have some Sound Blaster software for my DAC. Don't have to do too much in terms of settings for this, but I do have a control panel for that. You can turn on certain features. There's different audio profiles that you can set depending on what kind of game you're playing. Speaking of gaming, no gaming PC would be complete without some games. So I've installed some of the more popular gaming launchers, Battle.net, Epic Games, and Steam. I've been playing a fair amount of Call of Duty Black Ops and Warzone.
Alright, I can't afford tier.
A big shout out to my homie Dima, who's been helping me with setting up my PC and answering a lot of my configuration questions.
Help me out here.
But in addition to that, he's also been carrying my sorry butt in Call of Duty Zombies and in Warzone. I'm probably forgetting about some of the other major game launchers that are out there. Drop a comment below if there's another game launcher that you would recommend or that you think is a must-have. Okay, well, getting back to work, let's talk a little bit more about some of the apps I'm using for productivity or doing creative stuff. For video editing, I'm using DaVinci Resolve 16, which is a professional grade software tool for video editing that's actually used in the film industry. The amazing thing, though, is that it's available for free. I'm still learning how to use it, but the great thing about this program is that there are a ton of tutorials and online lessons right here on YouTube that you can watch and learn how to use this tool all by yourself. And in fact, some of the more recent videos that I've been putting out have been created and edited using this tool. All right, I'm going to run through a few other programs that I find really useful. VLC Media Player. This is one that I've been using for years. It's a great video and media player, and it can read a ton of different formats. So I find it far more useful than the built-in media player that comes with Windows. Next up is XNView MP, which is a photo editor. Think of it as kind of like Adobe Lightroom, but for free. I was using Adobe Lightroom on my Mac, but that was an expensive program, and I don't want to spend more money if I can avoid it. I'm going to use it to organize my photos and do some quick adjustments. Now, if I need to do more in-depth adjustments or real image manipulation, then that's where GIMP comes in. GIMP is the free equivalent of Photoshop. Now, there's probably a few other popular image editors that I'll be checking out as well. But let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of some other software that you think I should check out. Okay, next up is ShareX, which is a screen capture program. And it's basically the equivalent of the Microsoft Windows snipping tool. Allows you to grab screenshots or grab an image off of a website or anything on your screen, really. Now, I haven't had a chance to use this program too much, but I've been told that it's really good and that it's more powerful than the snipping tool that comes with Windows. So I'm going to give it a try. Next up is OBS Studio. OBS is a software app for recording and streaming. Most of the screen recordings and voiceovers for this video were done using OBS. It's very powerful and versatile. Although it was a little tricky to set up, I figured it out pretty quickly and was able to start recording content within minutes. For simply recording gaming videos, the GeForce Experience tool is probably good enough, but I had heard good things about OBS and wanted to check it out. Like much of the other software that I've covered here today, this program is free to download and use. Moving on to Handbrake. Handbrake is a video and audio file converter. I remember using Handbrake with my old PC over 8 years ago. Good to see this program is still around, and I still need it, maybe more than ever. I'm working with video footage from my GoPro camera, my iPhone, and who knows what other video sources I might be using in the future. It turns out, video editors like DaVinci Resolve can be finicky about what kind of video encoding they'll accept, and some applications don't like H.265 encoding, or maybe YouTube or my website prefers the content in a certain format, resolution, or bandwidth. And Handbrake has me covered. It's a versatile tool that can crunch these files in the background to prepare my files for use in other software. And the newer version takes advantage of the newer hardware in my PC for optimal performance. So Handbrake is a must-have tool for me when I'm working with video files. Alright, it's time to talk about OneNote. So one of the great advantages of having a Mac was the tight integration between devices in the Apple ecosystem. I had a Mac, an iPhone, an iPad, an Apple TV. And these devices all worked seamlessly to share information and made my life easier. If I had an idea or wanted to make a list of something, I could start entering my thoughts into the Notes app on my iPhone, and when I came back to my desk, I could find those same notes on the iMac. Then, later in the day, I could sit on the couch and update them with my iPad. The data just automatically synced between all my devices and wherever I wanted to work with it. And if I wanted to transfer a file, AirDrop made it super easy to do so. So when I decided to move back over to the PC platform, I was a little worried. Was it too much to hope for that Windows could do the same things with my iPhone and iPad and let me still keep working the way I did before? Thankfully, Microsoft has come through with the answer. OneNote. Once I installed it to all my devices and set up my Microsoft account, I was up and running in no time. Back to being productive and jotting down my thoughts on whatever I had in front of me at the time. And unlike most of the other well-known Microsoft Office products like Word and Excel, OneNote is free to use and integrates into the OneDrive cloud storage. So yeah, OneNote works really well, and I really like it.
You know, it's amazing how good the free software is for the PC platform. I was really impressed by how easy it was to find free software to fulfill just about every need that I could think of. And despite me going on, I feel like I've only just scratched the surface in terms of the software that's out there. There are plenty of other programs that deserve the spotlight, And to be honest, I just won't have time to talk about every single one of them. There's performance benchmarking, hardware monitoring, overclocking software, document viewers, more productivity tools, so much more. The list goes on and on. Please hit me up in the comments below if there's a favorite program of yours that you think that I should check out or deserves a mention. Hopefully I can come back to this in the future and share even more programs with you that we discover along the way. Shout out to Jay's 2 Cents and Tech Gumbo for some of the software recommendations that I've passed along to you. Their YouTube channels have a wealth of information about PC hardware and technology. So if you're looking to learn more about building PCs or software, be sure to check out their channels as well. Well, that's all I have for you this time. Thank you as always for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care. I'll see you next time.